Hey everybody, Felix Stoffelbaker here. I wanted to make an EOS Blackboard discussions about EOS Entrepreneurs and how I plan to use some EOS to potentially start multiple businesses, to potentially just expand out. So if I had an idea for a business and had to hire a lawyer and go through the paperwork and file everything that was necessary to be able to start an actual business, that would cost me a couple $1,000s minimum. And then, there's no guarantee that the business would start up. There's no guarantee that it would be successful. There's no guarantees with anything, and I'm not necessarily saying there should be guarantees, but what I'm saying is that the money that you would take to start up a business, and everyone knows it, over 90% of small businesses fail when they start up. So if you were to take that type of money and invest it into EOS and set up potentially multiple businesses, you could give yourself a much higher percentage and a much better opportunity of having and starting a successful business than if you were just trying to go off the cuff and quote unquote the traditional way. So what you could do is, so EOS is like about $3. So you could buy 500 EOS or so. I mean, you don't necessarily have to do these amounts. These are just kind of uniform, so I could show, what is possible. So if you took 500 EOS, that's about $1,500. And if you put 100 EOS, well, technically you'd put everything. You'd put all 500 EOS into this first wallet that you would keep the private owner keys and the active keys to, and then you could delegate basically 380 to the next wallet, and this would be basically like the company controlled wallet. A board could multi-sig to be able to use these funds, and something like that could always be set up once you have a business and all that stuff going. And then what you could do is delegate 40 EOS to 7 different wallets, and that spread out would give you 280 EOS across the 7 wallets. So you basically set up a structure for a business that you as the CEO would run, your board members would run, and then these wallets would have hotkeys that could be issued to basically companies or people or groups or whatever you feel is worth the investment to try and entrepreneur out and make a business or make a attempt at trying to be successful in something. And these could be anything. Think about it. You could use 2 of these and start 2 nonprofits that had so much tax write-offs that the other businesses ended up having you pay nothing in taxes in total. Something like that is what I'm trying to wrap my head around. If maybe I have a church that I start and I invest, maybe I have a charity that I start up and invest, and then maybe I have 2 tech companies I start up and invest, and then I still have something else. I could start something that will be there. You could start a nursing home or some type of healthcare facility. Then you could use one of these to just completely take a wild gamble. If you put out a contest to pitch to get pitched ideas for somebody looking to start up a business who doesn't have the funds. And then, if that sounds good to you, you could just take a wild gamble on it, and it doesn't matter because, all these other things are paid for or helping or whatever. And I mean, there's just so many different things you can do that it's only limited to what you limit yourself to. And, some of these things right now would cost you, $1,500 to set this entire thing up. I'm thinking, and this is what's so unique and important about this, is if I do this right now, I spent $1,500. Think about if EOS does something crazy and goes to $100, or does something super crazy and at the end of this cycle goes to, say, $1,000. Now that's no guarantees of any kind, but just an even round number. Think about that. Each one of these would be worth $40,000. Each one of these wallets. You could start multiple businesses if you had 7 different accounts that all added up, $40,000 a piece and increasing as EOS increases in value. You could, that's why I say you could literally just start up a bunch of stuff. If there was nobody, you could drop $40,000 and start up a charity, or you could drop $40,000 and, rent out the studio and all the equipment or whatever you would need for some type of startup. I mean, that's what I'm thinking of. It's not necessarily to do right this second. This is a long-term play to set up basically a multi-generational company for $1,500 type of thing. You could do less, you could do more, I mean, any amount. But when you start to think about things like this and structure opportunities like this, when these prices compound and exponential, I mean, I plan on going from a regular 9-to-5 job making just an average wage to a multi-generational wealth family, type of situation. I'm not playing here. And I think that people who take this type of opportunity and are looking at things from multiple angles and doing everything, this is completely separate from anything I have invested. This is a total different thing. And when you can really separate things like that and tap into these multiple streams of revenue that are staring us in the face, I mean, there's opportunities galore. So I just wanted to put some of that stuff out there and get people thinking about being an EOS entrepreneur and just ways on turning your small little bits of money into large sums of wealth. So I just wanted to put that out there. Stoffel Baker out.